Okay, welcome back to another league with a black-green X deck. This time we're playing good old Brock again. Exactly the same list as last time, except I changed one Hex Drinker to one Chalice Tracker, just because I like Chalice Tracker. No other real reason. Yeah, always enjoy some black-green rock. So. Yeah, not too much more to say about this after the other video. Feel free to check that out if there's... I think we went through a little bit more detail on the card choices. But for now, we will just jump straight into a league. Hope everyone's doing well today. Just a quick note before we get into this first match. I am a fairly new content creator. Been uploading several mid-range kind of leagues on my channel recently. Playing a lot of Jund, playing a lot of black-green, playing some Shadow in the future, I think. So if that is something you enjoy, please do think about subscribing to my channel. Always good to hear in the comments as well if people are enjoying the content, or certainly as well if there are if I've made any questionable plays. Always happy to discuss in the comments. But right now, let's get into round number 1. Okay, so we have to mulligan this, sadly. Yeah, have to mulligan this hand. No lands, so mulligan. This is great. We'll keep this. We'll bottom the trophy. Here we just want to go Hex Drink into Bob, into Liliana. Okay, Sultai something. So this could be 4-colour control. Inquisition is interesting. I think we're going to Inquisition instead. Bob is such high value, especially in the kind of control matches, that we just want to take anything that can kill him. So this is actually Storm. So we're actually going to take we could take Grape Shot, leaving my opponent with Baral, but then why? This is a very odd list, like there's lots of colours here. I think we're going to take Baral. If my opponent wants to Grape Shot my Dark Confidant, I think we're okay with that in order to just slam Liliana afterwards. So Storm with classic Storm cards in there, but yeah, quite interesting colours for my opponent to be playing. We've got a Sultai land here, and then so definitely in Sultai, but then they've got a Stomping Ground for red as well. Yeah, double Triome. Let's see. Okay, so they do Grape Shot the Bob, which is fair enough. Okay, so we draw Fatal Push. So we'll just play Liliana here and start plussing. Here we're going to discard. I think we'll discard a Fatal Push. If they play a creature, we can Edict it. We need to find a threat, really. Discards Past in Flames. See what my opponent has for us. So they could gift here, assuming my opponent is on gifts ungiven. Okay, so we know they've got 2 lands in hand, I think. Breeding Pool could just empty the Warrens for 2, but I can't see that being particularly attractive. They do just empty the Warrens for 2. Okay, so we know my opponent's got just 2 lands in hand. We've got some good stuff. We could Edict my opponent. In fact, I don't mind that. Edict my opponent, play 2 creatures. Maybe that's incorrect. Opponent is going to be able to Past in Flames at some point. Yeah, not sure if that was right or not. Opponent just does lands in hand there. We've got some good stuff. Opponent probably going to attack. Attacking Liliana. I think I'm fine just taking this damage. I think I'd rather keep both my creatures about. Okay, that does punish me a little bit. Because now we can't edict away a creature, but we've got a Dark Confidant draw. He draws Tarmogoyf, and we find a land. Okay, so I think we're going to... So we could put a counter on enough counters on Hexdrinker for it to kill this. We could edict my opponent with the next Liliana. We're definitely plussing this turn, but do we want to play... We can't play all my spells. I think we're going to plus get rid of Catacombs. Play Goyf. Okay. Trouble is here, my opponent can... my opponent with Baral could cast Past in Flames next turn for 4 mana. They haven't got any 1 mana spells. They could then cast Grape Shot, which would kill both of my creatures. But Liliana is so... I think we're going to play Tarmogoyf. We'll put a level on Hexdrinker, and then next turn plan on double edicting with 2 copies of Liliana. Baral's 1/3 body, certainly annoying against our 2/1s. Okay, opponent finds a land. Opponent can't just keep letting us draw cards from Dark Confidant, obviously. This is the good thing about black-green. We do take far less damage from our lands. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Past in Flames into Grape Shot killing both my creatures here. Yeah, so killing Bob, killing Hexdrinker. But we're okay with this. We're happy, you know, that cost my opponent 2 excellent graveyard cards, and we get to edict away both creatures. Yeah, so we'll edict my opponent, and we'll play a Liliana of the Veil. Edict my opponent again. Oh, made a mistake here. Really should have played the bauble first. It would have grown the Tarmogoyf to a 6/7. See what my opponent's drawing. It's a Chalice of the Void. Okay. This is an interesting storm list, not one I've seen before. Yeah, so Tarmogoyf's now 6/7. There wasn't an artifact in the graveyard. Looking like a Chalice on 3. Chalice certainly not a card you usually expect to see out of Storm. Okay, Thoughtseize is a safe discard here, although we might bauble my opponent first. See if we need to save the Thoughtseize for anything in particular. They're finding another Chalice, so I think that's just game over. We smash them with a Goyf. They draw a Chalice, we smash them again with a Goyf. We could always have Ghost Quartered them if we saw something we didn't really want to see, although this is May, so they probably would choose not to. Can't do anything with the Chalices. Okay, so opponent heavy on the Empty the Warrens. We really don't know what's going on too much. There's unlikely to be a flurry of 1 and 2 mana spells. Certainly 1 mana spells. We didn't see any 1 mana spells. And if they're running Chalice of the Void, they're not going to want to be running all those. but they probably take Chalice out against us. So I think we want things I'm looking at. We definitely want the Duresses, possibly the Golgari Charms. I think we probably want Veil of Summer. We probably want Collective Brutality, and we possibly want Plague Engineer. These deal with the Goblin tokens. Don't think we want Trophy. We're not trophying a creature, so they're easy cuts. Spellbomb's good here. All the discards good. Abrupt Decay is good. Tracker's possibly a bit slow in this matchup, as is Lura, so we'll get rid of a couple of those. And we're definitely bringing in these 4. And then Hex Drinker, and I think we'll cut a Hex Drinker. Ashiok can be good against Storm as well. We have to be careful to not over-sideboard, and we have to be careful. Then, with the list we saw, they're probably not running Blood Moon, given their colours. So let's just take a couple of Plague Engineers, I think. Let's shave another Lurus for a Golgari Charm, just in case they bring in something like Area of Flame. Although Area of Flame probably more akin to the regular Storm lists. Okay, so we're going to have to mulligan this. We need kind of pressure. Yeah, this is fine. We'll keep this. It's between Liliana and Veil of Summer here. I think we'll keep. We really don't know what they were on until we know for sure that Veil of Summer is good. I think we'll bottom it here. I'm only hedging on it being good against. I'm kind of counting on it being good against Gifts Ungiven and then any sort of counter spells they may bring in. But we're going to lead off with Duress here. Sadly, can't take a creature with Duress. But we can with Inquisition, so we'll lead off with Inquisition. There's a Chalice, so that's a pretty... Oh, Channel the Suns. Okay, so we're going to take the Chalice here. And then next turn we'll Duress away. What are they doing with Channel the Suns, I wonder? Channel the Suns is a sorcery that adds Wooburg to your mana pool. They find a land. If we find an untapped land, we're going... Oh, I should have played Bauble last turn. We would have drawn an extra card, and I could have played Tarmogoyf this turn. Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake. Let's see what my opponent's drawing. It's another land, so we'll just go ahead and Duress. This is slightly concerning about what they might be doing with this. But I think we're going to take Empty the Warrens, just the most impactful spell potentially. Be a bit sad if we had a land on top. We've got a Thoughtseize, so we get to kind of do everything here. Get to take. They've got 2 cards in hand. Oh, we know one of them's a Stomping Ground. Okay, so I think here we're just going to play Tarmogoyf. It uses our mana, and they're unlikely to play Channel the Suns next turn. Yeah, not sure what's going on here. But next turn, if we find a land, we'll play Liliana. There's a Valkyrie. Okay, so it's probably running Bring to Light, is my... Okay, Channel the Suns into Bring to Light is interesting. Okay, so here the plan is to Thoughtseize and Fatal Push. We do find a land. We could Liliana tick up, but we... yeah, I think we're just going to Thoughtseize. Just take everything my opponent has here. Take Channel the Suns. Give my opponent a chance to block if they really want to. No, didn't think that would be the case. We could have pushed and played Tarmogoyf, but Okay, so opponent probably looking to draw Bring to Light at some point. I mean, they have the requisite mana for it now. Okay, so Liliana not really doing much. We're just going to play another Tarmogoyf. And pass the turn. Yeah, Liliana here not getting anything out of their hand. We'd have to discard a Goyf. Is that the first land into the graveyard, making the Goyfs bigger? Yeah. So Goyfs could be lethal next turn, if we find a way to discard this Liliana. That's a Plague Engineer. I think we're just going to attack. Oh, yeah, this is fine. I thought there was no creature in the graveyard for a minute, so we could have discarded a creature to Liliana. Let's go with Liliana now. I think just in case my opponent holding on to some sort of combo piece. We'll ditch the Tarmogoyf. Plague Engineer is just as lethal. And we want to play around a potential board wipe from my opponent. They are in enough colours for damnation. Okay, so we get there without really seeing what my opponent's deck was trying to do. Yeah, still not sure. If anyone has any ideas, do let me know in the comments. But we managed to get there, so I'll see you back again for round number 2. Okay, welcome back for round number 2. We are on the play. We see an interesting hand, but turn 2 on the play, turn 2 Goyf into turn 3 Liliana. We'll keep this. So I'll play out the Blooming Marsh first, just in case there's a creature that my opponent wants to play turn 1. See, okay, it's Tron. There is no creature my opponent wants to play turn 1. We do have this trophy, which is nice. Okay, so we're going to play a Swamp. So we'll see if my opponent's kept 7. Depends what kind of Tron this is as well. Still could be Eldrazi or Blue Tron. There's a tower, so likely to be regular Tron. Okay, so we've got choices here. We can either Liliana or we can trophy a land. I think we have to trophy a land here. My opponent played the tower last, but they possibly have this in hand. But they could have drawn it. So we'll hit the tower here. Doing this pre-combat so that the Tarmogoyf actually the Tarmogoyf actually gets to attack with some sort of power. Star from my opponent. Green. Ancient Stirrings. No, just a star and a tower. Cracking the star for anything? No. Okay, so Ghost Quarter is a nice pickup. I think we're going to play Liliana. We'll tick up. Opponent got 7 cards in hand. We'll get rid of Fatal Push, doesn't do anything in this matchup really. Opponent discards a forest. Okay. There are lands in the bin anyway, so there's no point in Ghost Quartering right now. So we're going to play the Ghost Quarter, and then we're going to wait until my opponent's draw step, and we're going to hit the tower again. Waiting until the draw step, it's marginal, but just on the off chance my opponent, it gives them an extra percentage to draw their last basic forest. Pretty marginal, but Looks like a Sylvan Scrying to me. Yeah, so find a Urza's Tower, I would imagine. Play the Urza's Tower. So we're keeping them off Tron, okay. Okay, we're just going to play out all our cards here. Get the one-sided discard going. They've got another forest, so we'd like to find... Yeah, we'd like to find another trophy. That's a good point, actually. So we're going to bauble my opponent now. So there are arguments to not baubling then, because if my opponent finds Khan Liberated, decides they want to tick up, then we lose the card. But they're probably going to want to tick down, and this gives us the opportunity to draw Assassin's Trophy in my opponent's upkeep, so we can hit the tower again. No such luck, unfortunately. They do complete Tron, and that's game over. Yeah, that's rather unfortunate. I don't think we can fight through this Ugin. Do we play? We play 3 copies of Assassin's Trophy. So yeah, we'll take a draw step. That's a Liliana. Guess we'll play the Liliana. Gets out of bolt range. Although my opponent's just gonna... Yeah, this is just over. My opponent can bolt the Liliana, play the Walking Ballista for 4 or whatever, shoot the Liliana. Yeah, it's dead. So couldn't quite clock my opponent quick enough there, which is a little frustrating. And they managed to find Tron. So let's bring in the extra Ghost Quarter. That's a given. Fulminator Mages. So what's bad? Fatal Push, we're going to get rid of all of those. Nihil Spellbomb doesn't do anything. This gets enchantments, that's no good. We're going to bring in the Duresses. Now the only other card we're considering is Ashiok. Is Ashiok better than anything we have here? Decay is fine on the play because it can hit Expedition map. It stops from searching, so this turns off maps and scrying. I could see the case for that, but do we think it's better than any of our current 3 drops? I think it might be better than the one of Tracker. Scavenging Ooze isn't amazing, but it is at least a clock. We could go with Collective Brutality on the play to try and take Sylvan Scrying. I think we've got enough Duress type effects. Oh, we could cut a land. Yeah, possibly should have cut a land considering we brought in a Ghost Quarter, but Ghost Quarter essentially a spell here. Okay, this hand's okay. We're gonna keep, I think. Yeah. So we're gonna turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Hexdrinker. Opponent keeping 7 again. Let's see what my opponent... They've got a Khan on the top of their library. We're going to want to Thoughtseize though, just in case they've kept a hand with lots of search and not much else. Well, they've kept a hand of gas, that's for sure. So we're going to take this Sylvan Scrying. Just try and kind of get there before my opponent... Oh, Assassin's Trophy is a nice pickup. Opponent plays Forest to start with. Indicating that they probably are indeed running Veil of Summer. Play the Forest and we'll put a counter on Hexy and say go. Surprised my opponent played the Forest. They knew what we were finding off. They knew that we knew what they were finding. Okay, well, we're finding some good stuff. Question is, do we lure us or do we get Hexdrinker up? I think we're going to play Lurus. Yes, yeah, let's play Lurus. How much are we afraid of needing to fetch basics? Don't think so. We'll get a swamp here. Just play Lurus. Actually, we'll attack first, given that we're not levelling up. Play Lurus. Opponent could be running Dismember, but at least this is representing a 2-for-1. See what my opponent's drawing now. They are drawing a tower. So now we're probably going to want to hit one of their Tron lands with one of our destroy effects. We would love to find yeah. I was just going to say we'd love to find Fulminator Mage here. That's possibly the best draw we've got. We'll cast this Mishra's Bauble. So we know a lot of the cards in their hand, not quite all of them, but we'll see what they're drawing. They're drawing a land, so here we're going to we're just going to bash in. So here we're going to play the Fulminator Mage. We get blown out-ish by Veil of Summer. And we're going to wait until my opponent's upkeep to do this, because then if they want to use Veil of Summer, if they have drawn it, they'll have to use their mana and they can't cast Khan, the Great Creator. We'll play a Ghost Quarter as well. And so you go. So now, in my opponent's upkeep, we'll draw our card from Bauble, and then we'll hit the tower here. Yeah, they're just, as I say, if they wanted to Veil of Summer, they'd have to use the mana in their turn. They have found the mine, so we know the 6 cards in their hand. I think we're going to save. Oh, we're running another Ghost Quarter. I think we're just going to Ghost Quarter the Urza's Mine here. Let's keep, we can potentially start to tax my opponent's basics. Another Bauble, so we're going to know what my opponent's drawing all the time. Let's have a look. They're drawing a Chromatic Star. Right, so they're drawing a Chromatic Star. We're fine with them drawing that. So let's just play a Ghost Quarter, I think. And then we can level up Hex Drinker. So it's now 4. So how much damage is this? 7 and then 7. Okay, so this is lethal. The next turn. So we know what my opponent's drawing. They've got a... Okay, so we're going to have a look at my top of my opponent's library here. They're finding another power plant. So they've got... Yeah, that's fine with us. We could Ghost Quarter to make them shuffle, but we don't care. Happy for them to draw another power plant. Okay, so we get there with that one, but easier on the play, especially when you top deck Fulminator Mage. So I don't think there's anything we want to change for being on the draw. So let's just ship it back, see what we find. Okay, so we have Inquisition into Bob. But is that going to be enough on the draw? My opponent has Mulligan to 6. Let's go with this. I'm not overly happy, I suppose, but if my opponent ends up with a hand that relies on Ancient Stirrings or Sylvan Scrying as opposed to Expedition Map, this could get there. Bob, quite a potent card in the matchup. It attacks for 2, and okay, so unfortunately my opponent is on an Expedition Map draw. So we'll play this Bauble to get some information. My opponent is drawing the other Tron land. Need to play a land before I can cast a spell. So yeah, this is unfortunate. Okay, my opponent just has natural Tron. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do in this match. We need to find all sorts of stuff. Ideally there we needed to find Thoughtseize. Okay, trophy is an option. So we know my opponent has Tower Power Plant in hand, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them go and pick up Urza's Mine. But this only delays it for a turn. If they're greedy and go and get Sanctum of Ugin, we can do some good work here. I would imagine they get a replacement. So they've got... Hold on, we Inquisitioned... No, we know they... What are we... Oh, I've gotten a bit confused now. So we Inquisition turn 1. Just need to work out exactly what my opponent has in hand. So right, they played Urza's Mine, and then we saw Power Plant off the top. So this was revealed to that. So we don't know exactly what they've got in hand. Okay, so I think then I don't think we know that they've got the Power Plant in hand. Okay, so they've gone and got a replacement mine. Oh no, we do. We know that there was a power plant coming off the top. Okay, so I think they've got Tron again in their hand. So we just need to choose which one to hit. We know they've got mine and tower. Okay, so we'll let them draw, and then we'll just trophy this power plant. Shut them off Tron for a turn. So we can draw. They've played the tower. We draw another Bob, so we'll play a Bob, and then hope my opponent. Hope I've miscalculated, but I'm pretty sure my opponent has the other Tron land in hand. Maybe I've got that wrong. You'd have thought they'd just slam it. Well, I've got a Khan the Great Creator. Yeah, they did have it. Okay, so they're playing the Great Creator, probably getting a Trinisphere here. There's a Ballista, which is fair. Okay, takes care of my Dark Confidant. We find a land. Is that any good though? Opponent can go, they can play Wormcoil next turn. We're going to play Lurus. I don't think there's any coming back from this, sadly. Sometimes this is the way it goes against Tron. Oh, we can't activate a Bauble. Sure. Did forget about Khan's other text. What are they going to go and get? They've got 4, 7, 9, 10 mana. It is in fact a Trinisphere. So I think it's going to be Trinisphere Wormcoil Engine here. And it's a Khan Liberator as well, which is going to concede. So unfortunate there. I don't think there's anything we could have done in that matchup. We would have had to top deck like an absolute god. I mean, finding the trophy delayed them by a turn, but you know, they found all of the Tron lands off the top. They had natural Tron in hand. We'd have had to go something like trophy into the draw from Bauble, find another trophy, and even then, yeah, we're in pretty bad shape. Unfortunate, but yeah, like I say, that's often how it goes against Tron when you're playing mid-range. So yeah, we'll take our medicine then there and see you back for round number 3. Okay, welcome to round number 3. We've found a good hand here of Inquisition into Bob. We're going to lead on basic swamp, I'd imagine. This looking like a Birds of Paradise. There's Neath of Isle. Okay, so this could be anything. Temple Garden. Creature deck of some sort. I guess this will make things more clear. Okay, so it's ephemerate. Ephemerate stuff. I have to admit I'm not entirely sure what detain means, but can't take that anyway. We'll might Google in a while. So they haven't got any creatures, but ephemerate is just so annoying. I think we're going to take ephemerate. It just blanks our removal spells. So they're going to be playing a lot of enter the battlefield effect type creatures. Play a flooded strand. So we didn't know about that land. So we could Thoughtseize here. My opponent could Eladamri's Call for a creature with CMC1 and put it into play, but then we can still Thoughtseize the Lavina. Yeah, I think that's better. I think just getting as many cards out of my opponent's hand here as possible is best. So we'll take the Eladamri's Call and just play an Overgrown Tomb and pass. Should probably find out what detain means. Can't imagine it's good for me. Temporarily stops a permanent attacking or blocking, apparently. Until your next turn, that permanent can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Okay. Now we know. That's an Eternal Witness, getting back Ephemerate, I would imagine. Yeah, that's a very good draw from my opponent. This whole Eternal Witness Ephemerate loop is remarkably good against us. We could do with finding... yeah, that's not really it. So we want to find a removal, so we're going to... oh, yeah, so Fatal Push is great. So we're going to play Bob here. And then we know that we've got Fatal Push coming on the top of my deck. Opponent does have Ephemerate in hand, so we have to be very, very careful about when we cast this Fatal Push. We can't really... Wall of Omens, okay. Yeah, we can't really cast this into open white mana because my opponent just ephemerates and gets an effect and 2-for-1s us. Yeah, this matchup's another historically hard one. But we do have Bob to keep us in it. What's Bob going to reveal? So we could do with more removal. Another Dark Confidant, not exactly what we're looking for. So we either go another Bob, or we can go Lurus, or we could go Goyf. Goyf is able to attack through their stuff. I think we'll go... I think we want to play a land first, and then go Lurus. It'll gain us some life back that we lose to Bob as well. Play Bauble out of the graveyard, and then Bauble my opponent. So we could have gone play Lurus, play Bauble, look at the top of mine and use Verdant Catacombs to scribe, but if my opponent then ephemerates one of their creatures, we wouldn't have been able to Fatal Push. Putting in a creature here, it's a 3-drop. Another Witness. getting back Eladamri's Call. Obviously my opponent doesn't know they're drawing another one, but we do. So yeah, we just need to wait on this Fatal Push, unless they go for it here. Oh, actually we can't. Okay, I've made a bit of an error here because we can't Fatal Push the Eternal Witness. Because we don't have, oh, we do have Revolt at the moment. So do I want to, we'll see what they get with Eladamri's Call. So they don't have an Eladamri's Call on the top of their deck now. Let's see what they get. It's Soul Herder. Okay, so I'm going to want to push a creature right now. Otherwise they're just going to start, you know, they're going to play this Soul Herder. We're not going to be able to kill Soul Herder anyway. Yeah, this is not really where we want to be. Opponent drawing, they're going to end up drawing a million cards a turn. They're going to play this Lavin, and no, they're going to play Soul Herder from hand. Is it just one creature? Yeah, one creature. Yeah, we just don't quite have the punching power to fight through this at the moment. That's what I mean. Opponent blinks Wall of Omens and continues drawing cards, and we can never point a single removal spell. Single, I mean just one at a time at a creature. We reveal a Goyf and a Blooming Marsh. Not really what we want. I think we're happy to attack here. It'll gain us some life. Oh, we can play Bauble as well. We'll play Bauble from... We're drawing 3 cards a turn. I think we Bauble ourselves now. Opponent's drawing so many cards, you don't really... Lurus. Okay, well let's attack and see... I think I'm going to attack with both here. I've got a replacement Bob. There's a Lurus coming off the top if we want it. We're happy to trade... Although, whenever a creature's exiled, an Ephemerate reads exile, I think. So this would become a... yeah, I think we're just going to attack with Lurus. Just to gain some life if they want to put Wall of Omens in the way. Yep. Okay, so this is going to get very grindy very quickly. They could Ephemerate here. But we gain some life now. So we know that there's a Lurus on the top, so we're now actually going to take the opportunity to shuffle it away. So we'll play a Catacombs. I think we're just going to play out our stuff here. Let's flood the board a little bit so we can start attacking. So now we're drawing 1, 2, 3, 4 cards every turn. Okay, so we're going to fetch in my opponent's... So in response to this trigger, we're going to fetch so that we have Revolt in case we draw a Fatal Push. Okay, so do we get a shock land is the question. Is it worth it to draw our Fatal Pushes after all I said, given that we've got 2 Dark Confidants on the field? I reckon so. Well, they're just going to Ephemerate whatever we do, so no, won't bother. Scavenging Ooze. Scavenging Ooze is very nice because we can then stop Eternal Witness things going on. Opponent plays Meddling Mage. Could name Mishra's Bauble, that would be a good name. Fatal Push. Okay, sure. Quite an interesting list. I've played this before, only in paper, but it just seems to, I don't know, I found that it grinds ultra well, so it's kind of out Junding Jund, if you like. You know, we're just about keeping up because of these Dark Confidants, but I always found that it struggled in other matchups. Like, you know, you come up against Tron and you're in kind of a lot of trouble. Okay, so we're going to draw some cards here. That's a Lurus that I thought just shuffled away. Okay, so we find a trophy. So trophy's not a bad draw. Interestingly, we can play the Spell Bomb. Let's play Spell Bomb first. See what my opponent does. It may be that they want to blink Eternal Witness. Okay, they don't. So we'll play Scavenging Ooze. And then we'll play a Hissing Quagmire. And we'll play a Bauble. We're drawing a lot of cards. Okay, so let's go ahead. Are we attacking here? How much am I into attacking with Lurus? So we do have a replacement Lurus again. I think we're going to send some stuff in. If we send Lurus in and it could die to Soul Herder, or we could just kill a creature. Yeah, I think we're going to slam in here. I think we need to get into the red zone. Opponent's got a free block again on Lurus, which is fine. We're happy to just gain 3, deal my opponent 4 here. We're also fairly happy to be let's see what my opponent has. We have now got Revolt if we need it. They're just drawing a land. We do know they've still got that Ephemerate in hand. Okay, interestingly, they can't now cast that Ephemerate in hand. So let's see what my opponent... my opponent could get a 3-drop is the trouble. So I'd quite like to trophy Soul Herder here. I think they don't know we've got it, and it's the only chance we've got to trophy something. We don't want them to find the 3-drop first, just in case it's something that gives protection. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and trophy Soul Herder here. And we still have some graveyard hate in case they want to okay, so they use the Ephemerate. Okay, so we're going to just exile my opponent's graveyard. We don't get to draw a card with Spell Bomb, but it's worth it here to stop them returning Soul Herder. They do get to bounce something with Ephemerate next turn, and obviously we can cast Spell Bomb again from the graveyard using Lurus. So they get an Apparition, which is a reasonable find. They're going to vial it in. No vial. Okay, so what I think is going to happen is they're going to... that would have worked anyway, though. Like, they can vial it in, this rebound, so they can exile 2 of our creatures. I'm a little surprised they didn't go for that, if I'm honest. Don't know if they have that. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised they didn't go for that. We are keeping up with cards somehow against this. I mean, I say somehow, it's Lurus and 2 Bobs that are doing it. Okay, pathing our Lurus. We would like to use it, and we'll get a forest for Scavenging Ooze. Skyclave Apparition, sure. What's this gonna hit? Hits the Goyf. And another Ether Vial, so we know one of the cards in their hand. Little do they know we've got another. I think they do know we've got a Lurus in hand. I think they might know about the Goyf as well. This Scavenging Ooze going to hopefully do some work. Opponent doesn't have any majorly good attacks. Again, I think we're going to play out our cards here next turn. Okay, so we're keeping up. Drawing some cards with Dark Confidant. See, so we draw a land, which is nice, and a Hex Drinker, which is, yeah, we'll take that. Okay, so we're gonna, I think we play Peat Land, and then we're gonna try and win with Hex Drinker, I suppose. So, what are we? We're gonna cast Lurrus, just because Lurrus is really good. Now, what are we going to cast with it? We have got Scavenging Ooze to eat their graveyard. So do we just cast Bauble, or do I cast a Spell Bomb? We're definitely casting Hex Drinker. Am I going to Inquisition? Probably. Probably should have Inquisitioned, well, with just a basic forest. We could... maybe this was an error. We possibly should have just cast Hex Drinker, leveled it up to 4 to protect it from a Path to Exile, and said go. So there's lots of options here. I think flooding the board is fine. So we could put Hex Drinker up to 4 to protect it from a Path to Exile. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to Inquisition my opponent. See what they've got in hand. They've got a Wall of Omens. So they've got enters the battlefield, detain, so they can't attack or block. So that is a little bit of a worry, because my opponents can then attack through all of my creatures. 2, 4, but they're only doing 6 damage. I think we're just going to play out our cards here. Yeah, we'll play out Nihil Spellbomb. Could have played out Bauble there to see what my opponent was drawing, but don't think we want to attack. So yeah, over to you, opponent. Yeah, playing out the Nihil Spellbomb there just to avoid. We're just trying to avoid any. They've got an Eternal Witness on the graveyard. If they draw Ephemerate, we just want to... Is the rebound trigger on Ephemerate a... Is it a trig... So, with rebound, I wonder, does it go into the graveyard first and then you get a chance to exile it with this? Not sure. I think... Okay, opponent finds a land, which is nice. Will they play their creature out? Looking like it. Yeah, protection from red. Can't attack or block. Oh, it's each permanent, so we can't activate the spell bomb either. But we know my opponent doesn't have anything in hand. Okay, opponent getting into the red zone there. Maybe trying to kill us with our own Dark Confidant. How long is that for? It must be just for their turn. Yeah. Do we not just win on the swing back? Don't think we have any 4-drops in the deck. Oh, is it until your next turn? That's pretty strong, because we can't ooze either. There's a Bob. Okay, so we found a trophy, which is quite nice. We'll play Ghost Quarter. Let's play a Mishra's Bauble. Oh, we can always trophy this. Let me just check the wording on detain again. What did I say? Until your next turn. Okay, sure. Okay, my opponent has got Windswept Heath, so we can't activate this, but we could play another Hex Drinker. Let's do that. Let's play a Hex Drinker. Yeah, so we're going to want to gain some... Yeah, we can't play too many green spells because we're going to want to... we need to gain some life from Dark Confidant. Although we can't gain much. There's one Wall of Omens. One Wall of Omens, but we have got a trophy as well. Do we want a Ghost Quarter? No, they probably won't shuffle anyway. If we Ghost Quarter, if we look at their spells and then... Okay, so that's a 4. So I think we're going to keep the rest. We're certainly not playing another Bob. We'll keep Hissing Quagmire up. Okay. Probably should have gone for Bauble end of turn anyway. So we draw an extra card. They'll probably fetch now. We're happy for them to draw Ether Vial. Please don't fetch, opponent. Okay. So draw an Ether Vial. So I think we're okay now. They've got one card in hand. They're hoping that Bob kills us. Okay. So we will... What are we trophying? Trophy the 4/4? Yeah, trophy the 4/4. And then eat some things with Scavenging Ooze to gain some life. Okay, so we're at 6, so we can die to a double Liliana flip. Possibly should have looked at the opening. Yeah, so we're going to want to draw a card with Bauble first. Okay, that's a land. So we'll draw a card with Peatland. We're looking for something that... Oh, we would have been fine if we'd have kept that up. So we need to fade hitting 2/3 drops, really. We could draw a card from Nihil Spellbomb. Let's see what we hit here. Oh, we hit Inquisition, so we're fine. Oh, we did hit one Liliana, though. Okay, so we must be able to kill my opponent now. I think if we just smash him with everything, we'll cast Liliana for good measure. Have them sacrifice a creature. Let's just take a second to make sure this is in fact lethal. So they can block Goyf. They can block Goyf and Lurus and Skoos. They take 2, 4, 6. Let's make this Hex Drinker into a mini Progenitus. Yeah, okay, yeah. So we make Hex Drinker level 8, and then that attacks for 6. We get through with 2 Bobs, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the other Hex Drinker, and we gain some life from Lurus in the process. So, good game. Yeah, good to win that one. Bobs and Lurus getting us there. Okay, so what do we want here? So Plague Engineer is great. Kalitas is great in these mid-range mirrors. I don't think we want this many discard effects. I think we'll just cut a couple of Thoughtseize. All the removal's fine. Liliana's not amazing, but it's okay. Nihil Spellbomb was actually really good there. I think we'll cut another couple of Inquisitions. There's a horrible top deck in this kind of thing. All creatures get -1/-1. Yeah, I think we want Golgari charms. Let's get rid of... Yeah, all of that stuff's good. Might just be the other two Inquisitions, actually. Yeah, let's go with that. See how we get on. You just don't want to top deck them. We are short on time. That was a long game one. So let's try and play a bit quick. Okay, we find a decent hand. Against this, we've got a removal spell. We got Bob again, which pretty much won us the game last time. So let's see what my opponent leads on. Fetching. White mana, Ether Vial, sure. Okay, so we'll play a Mishra's Bauble. And do we want to hold up Fatal Push, or do we want to just play this Spell Bomb? I think we'll just play the Spell Bomb here. Like the creatures we're afraid of are target opponent skips their next combat phase. Sure. The creatures we're going to want to push are probably turn 2-3. There's a Goyf. Yeah, I think we're fine just going and grabbing... We're not going to grab a basic because my opponent runs Path to Exile. So I'll grab an Overgrown Tomb. We're just going to play Dark Confidant. See what happens here. My opponent was away for quite a while, so we've actually caught up on clock, which is nice. We're going to have Revolt if we need it. We've got Spell Bomb and Mishra's Bauble. Another Ether Vial. But no third land. Okay, so we're hoping for Bob to just run away with this one for us. We'll play the Swamp, play the Bauble. We'll attack with Dark Confidant if they want to flash in a creature. The only annoying one would be Meddling Mage. A bit surprised at this. I suppose they didn't want us to use the mana this turn. They could have stopped us drawing a card with Bob there. Let's see what they're drawing. Drawing Breeding Pools. They are finding a land, so maybe that was loose because we might want to Fatal Push this turn. See what my opponent does. So we are going to have to start watching out for Ephemerate. Opponent plays the land tapped. I'm going to keep this Spell Bomb around, that's fine. We'll play a land. We probably should have played Tracker this turn, maybe. Right, this is a 3-drop. Deputy of Detention. Okay, sure. So we have to worry now about Ephemerate. So I'm going to put the counters on here. Yeah, we have to worry about Ephemerate. We can't just willy-nilly push this really. There, we would have had Revolt. But if my... is it until it leaves? I mean, yeah, we still get blown out by it. Not blown out, but... You know, if we push here, they Ephemerate it. The Goyf comes back, but... Okay. Yeah, the Goyf will come back, but then Deputy of Attention probably hits a Hex Drinker, which is even worse. Okay, Trophy's nice though. They've got a 4-drop. Well, I keep forgetting to play my Tracker. But I I think we might just want to level up this Hex Drinker to protection from everything. Is that right? I think we're going to level it up once more. So 6. We only need to put 2 more on it. We've got Fatal Push Up. Yeah, let's go for Progenitor's mode. Okay, protection from everything, let's go. Could make me skip my combat step. Oh, I see. Okay, I get this a bit more now. Oh, they flashed it in at the beginning of combat, so I can still attack here. Yeah, so I guess my opponent is trying to, you know, they can just make their opponent never have a combat step if they keep ephemerating this. We know they've got 2 cards in hand. We've got some good stuff. I mean, they only have 2 turns in which to kill us, because Hex Drinker will just kill them. I can't see them having any way to remove this Hex Drinker, if I'm honest. Protection from everything is some good text to have on a on your creature. I'm putting a 5-drop in, so this could be that detain. Okay, so detain each. So this is detained, can't attack or block. Apparition, fine. Okay, so they're going to get our spell bomb, but I think we're okay with that. We've got 2 removal spells waiting to go. So this turn we're going to play the Tracker. Oh, Tracker into double clue is nice. Oh yeah, that was a little bit of an error. We need more black, really. I think we're going to push now. Do we need to push now? I mean, what would we even push? I mean, there's a... I think we just wait. I think it's the onus is on my opponent to do stuff. Just need to keep up putting a creature in. It's a 3-drop. But it's another apparition. Sure. So yeah, we're being paid dividends for keeping this Hex Drinker around. Okay, so I think we might try and use my mana here. So trophy there, 5-drop. They could have another one. We could try and push the Deputy. Although untapping is fine. We like Lurus. Play Lurus, then we can still do everything. Oh, I accidentally tapped a thing there, so okay, I guess we'll use it to crack a clue. Slam in with Hex Drinker. See what my opponent's drawing. It's a Misty Rainforest. They are dead next turn to this Hex Drinker. Opponent draws, keeps the Ether Vial on 5. They might have that creature that detains again. They could have another copy of Lavinia, but there we go, we get there. So Dark Confidant really earning its money in game 1, and then Hex Drinker really earning its money in game 2. I think we were in a... Well, no, I was going to say we were in a good position even without this Hex Drinker, but my opponent just could not deal with it. These Skyclave Apparitions coming in and killing... you know, they've got a Chalice tracker under there, but Niall's Spellbomb is not a high priority target, I suppose. But yeah, Hex Drinker really getting the job done there, so see you back around for round number 4. Okay, welcome to round number 4. We are on the play, and we see a good opening hand. Discard into Tarmogoyf. Could play Hex Drinker on turn 1, but yeah, there's so many decks that we just want to be Inquisitioning on turn 1. And then we've always got the option of discard and Hex Drinker on turn 2. Okay. Blooming Marsh, Inquisition you. Oh, okay, so this is Heliod. Okay, so we're just going to... We're just taking Heliod. Yeah. So next turn we're going to play... Do we play Goyf? Goyf's going to attack for more. Yeah, I think we're just going to play Goyf here. Get the clock going. Next turn we can play 3 spells. And this also gives my opponent more time to draw a replacement Heliod for our Thoughtseize. Here comes a Kong. No Conclave Mentor. It's Utopia Sprawl instead. And there's the Conclave Mentor. So, 1 unknown in my opponent's hand. So, we'll go ahead and Thoughtseize first. Okay, take the Apparition. We'll attack with Tarmogoyf. Play a land. Play Hex Drinker. Now here, is it worth... How much do we want to just level up Hex Drinker versus playing a Spell Bomb? I think we're just going to level up. Because then next turn, if we want, we can slap in for 8, and then 8, yeah, we just want to get aggro now. Opponent plays Horizon Canopy. They have found a 3-drop. Oh, it's a 4-drop. It's Collected Company. Be a little bit disappointed if this is just the combo. No, it's not the combo, but it is a Heliod. So, Apparition gonna probably go after the Goyf, although Hex Drink is harder to interact with, as we saw last game, or it is after you give it protection. Okay, so opponent could double block here. Yeah, could have done without my opponent hitting Heliod. Liliana is a nice draw. So yeah, we're gonna have my opponent sacrifice a creature. We get a 2/2. And then I think I'm okay if this wants to trade. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on. Yeah, this is fine. So we need to hopefully dodge my opponent finding Spike Feeder or Walking Ballista. Does that do it as well? potentially. There's another Conclave Mentor, so they are gaining some life. We will definitely block here if my opponent tries to... Okay, so we'll tick up. Get rid of a Spell Bomb. So, now we've got some decisions to make. We could play the Dark Confidant. We could attack. I think we're going to level up Hexy to a level 3. And then get in there with everything. Let's try and beat the aggro. They are going to get to kill Liliana here, but they are at 5 life. They do draw cards. They do gain life with these. Maybe that was wrong. Maybe we should have protected Liliana. Yeah, protecting Liliana was possibly better there. Giving them both lifelinks, they are going to go back up to 9. And then they get to put counters on them. Yeah, okay, so if we draw a land, can we still can't put things on Hex Drinker. Fatal Push is nice. So that's we'll just attack. Crikey, there 5/5s though. Let's play Bob. Okay, so won't block. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so they're giving this one lifelink. We'll let that resolve, see if they want to give the other one lifelink. Which they do. We'll respond with a Fatal Push. Yeah, annoyingly they gain 10 life here. Maybe even, yeah, a bit more. 7. So yeah, they're gaining a lot of life. So yeah, we can draw removal though. Arbor Elf's pretty good for them because now Liliana's not a live draw. We do get to draw 2 cards. There's a trophy, that's nice. Okay, so this gains so much life though. Let's crack the Spell Bomb. Yeah, crack the Spell Bomb on my opponent. Draw a card. Play a land. Just put Lurus up by 1. Sorry, Hex Drinker up by 1. And then bash in with these 2. I think I'd rather draw cards with Dark Confidant. We could just, if they don't give it lifelink, we could just block here. They know we've got the trophy. We'll go for the block, and I mean we're probably killing it anyway. We'll make my opponent give it lifelink. Yeah, so I'll just trophy this. Opponent does gain 9 life, which is somewhat frustrating. Opponent's gained lots and lots of life this time. This game. Oh yeah, that Arbor Elf does go to a 2/2, but we do get to play Lurus. We do go to 4 though, and we do have a Dark Confidant. What's my opponent found? Hopefully not a Spike Feeder. It is a spike feeder, which... yeah, that just gets there, doesn't it? Because they now gain infinite life. I think. Yeah, that's just game over. Opponent finds the spike feeder and gains infinite life. Okay, so yeah, we should have possibly just blocked, but yeah, I don't think we could do anything there. So an option would have been to just block, and then we could trophy the spike feeder, but alas, that's not an option we had. Okay, so we're not really geared up for this match as much as we were with Jund. We haven't really got as many sideboard options. So playing Arbor Elf. Yeah, we can't interact with the combo nearly as easily as you can. I think we need to, yeah, going forward we'll look to put some D-glamours in the sideboard of this. No point in Duress, Collective Brutality, not really that great. I think Chalice could be fine if we end up grinding. That's all fine. That's all fine. Yeah, let's ship this. We're kind of weak to I guess. Things that kill the combo pieces are good. We'll keep this. It's Inquisition into Bob. It's got a Fatal Push. It's got a Lurus and a Bauble. So that's what we want to see. Yeah, we were so close that game to just dealing enough damage, but just didn't have the reach. Opponent mulligans to 6. I wonder if they run Late Line of Sanctity. Hopefully we don't get ley lined here. Okay, so we'll play the Bauble, see what my opponent's working with. They're drawing a land, so we'll go ahead and just Inquisition. Okay, so they have the combo just flat out in hand. So we're going to take the Heliod Spike Feeder, much easier to interact with in our deck. They could, in theory, we could play Bob and then they could Ballista it. And we find a Thoughtseize, but we're going to play the Bob first. So they could Ballista on 1 here and then kill our Dark Confidant. But then we, trading 1-for-1 Dark Confidant for Ballista, I think we're okay with here. Play Forest, and we've got Lurus to potentially bring it back. They do have a Collected Company in hand, so probably going to Thoughtseize that. Wouldn't mind finding a land here. Trophy's not the worst. We will Thoughtseize. Okay, so we'll take the Collected Company and say go. Unfortunately, we don't find a land, but we can do things. There's an Arbor Elf and a Horizon Canopy. Land, please. No. So do we fatal push this Arbor Elf? They've got 2 cards in hand. Feel like we're going to want to use our mana. Don't really want them double spelling next turn. I think that's fine. Just keep the board clear as well for when we draw our land for Liliana. Right, we really want to find our land for Liliana now. Please, no. I think I'm just going to go ahead and trophy this. Like, it would be so bad to get blown out by Veil of Summer. It gives them an extra mana, but that's, I think, yeah, I don't think we can do much there. Yeah, if they just rip Heliod, then yeah, it is a Collected Company, which is a tad unfortunate. Okay, they don't hit the combo or anything though. Okay, so we do find a land, which is good. So what we'll fatal push this. We are taking a lot of damage from our lands, but and then we'll play a Tarmogoyf. We're at 11, but this isn't too bad. Now the Tarmogoyf's a 6/7, which is nice. They could path us here. Another Mentor, is it? 3 mana Heliod? Apparition. Okay. Played against a lot of apparitions this league. So we'll play the Lurus. Yeah, we're taking 2 damage a turn from our lands, which isn't ideal. Opponent's drawing Heliod, which is also less than ideal. So my opponent has Spike Feeder. No, they haven't quite got enough mana here. Oh yeah, they do. If they've got Spike Feeder, we just lose. Doesn't look like they have Spike Feeder. No, I'm happy taking 2 here. Well, yeah, I think that's fine. We'll take 2 because we gain 3 back on the. They might gain some life from it, but that's fine. Oh, they can put a counter on stuff. Sure. We could play a Bob here from the graveyard. There's another Lurus, so play Hissing Quagmire. I think we're going to play a Bauble. See what's on the top of my opponent's deck. It's a Horizon Canopy. We'll attack for 3, gain some life back, and then play Liliana. So we could tick up, but I think I'm just going to tick down. Yeah, choke my opponent on mana a little bit. They'll probably attack Liliana. Trouble is we just haven't got the clock at the moment. Trophy is a good draw. Please don't be Spike Feeder. Yeah, I don't like this deck very much. I haven't had much luck against this recently. Opponent just goes off now. They gain infinite life. Yeah, we need to change up the sideboard for the next league because yeah, we can't beat infinite life. Maybe, yeah, I didn't really have anything to hold up was the problem there. Yeah, I mean, we thought we disrupted a lot, but they just gained so much life as well. That makes it very difficult. But we'll alter the sideboard for next time. See you back again for round number 5, going for the 3 and 2. Okay, here we go for round number 5. Being on the play is nice. Amulet 1986. Do we read into that this is an Amulet deck? Probably not. We're going to mulligan a 1-lander there. Oh, we find another 1-lander that we also have to mulligan, sadly. Okay, this is much better. Thoughtseize into Bob. We'll bottom the Spell Bomb. And I think we'll bottom a Thoughtseize. Oh, my opponent mulled to 5, so maybe we should have kept the Thoughtseize. Yeah, possibly should have kept the Thoughtseize. But let's see where we go. My rationale for binning the Thoughtseize is, you know, we're down on cards. Lurus might be able to pick us back up later. Okay, so it is Amulet. We're gonna. Do we bother taking Amulet of Vigor? Like, or do we just take one of these other things? Amulet is a pain. Yeah, we'll take the Amulet. Yeah, we're kind of wishing that Lurus was a Thoughtseize now. But we've got Dark Confidant. Okay, Blooming Marsh, so we will be able to Lurus. So we know they've used their Forest and the Scout. Have they found another land? They have. It's a Bajuka Bog. Okay. Will we see my opponent put a land in? Oh, they're going for the attack. Yeah, this is no way a trade we want to make, and I'm a little surprised my opponent's offering it. If they haven't got a land, I suppose. Board will be nice, or any sort of action, I suppose. Yeah, tracker's good. What do we want to play? So, let's go. Let's attack with Dark Confidant. So my opponent doesn't have a land to put into play. So we're going to go Lurus this turn. No real value, just a 3/2 lifelinker. And then we get to go Tracker into make 2 clues next turn, which is nice. Will my opponent find their lands in time is the question. So they found Explore, okay. Cantripping, they do find a land, but they can't play like a Dryad or anything this turn. Okay, so we find Ghost Quarter, which is actually quite nice. Double Ghost Quarter, okay. So we might as well attack in here, because we could always play Dark Confidant from the graveyard. We just want to get our damage in. Okay, opponent deciding it's not worth it. Let's go Tracker. And then given that we can't make we can't crack any clues this turn, I think we're just going to play Ghost Quarter and pass. Just in case my opponent does something wild with lands. They can do a Dryad this turn, which is annoying as a 2/4 blocker. There's the Dryad. They haven't played a land. Doesn't look like they are playing a land this turn. So they've got 3 unknowns. One of them is a... Yeah, Fatal Push will do. We're always in for Fatal Push. So we'll play a Verdant Catacombs. Okay, my opponent packs it in. So there the plan was to Fatal Push the Dryad, attack with everything, crack clues, attack them as much damage as possible, and then play a Goyf. Dark Confidant ruling the day there. Good to win game 1. So, what do we want against Amulet Titan? So, we want all to discard. Fatal Push is interesting. This destroys an enchantment. We definitely want Fulminator Mage, and I think we want the extra Ghost Quarter. What don't we want is... Oh, and we definitely want Ashiok's. What don't we like? So, Spell Bomb doesn't do anything. Decay's good, Trophy's good, Liliana's good. Scavenging Ooze is quite low impact, I think we're going to cut those. Push kills the Dryad, which stops them being able to kill us with Scape Shift, but I think we're less worried about that than just dying to a Primeval Titan. Sorry, not Scape Shift, killing us with Valakut. We don't want Duress, I don't think. They might be on Khan the Great Creator. I think we'll shave a push. Push. Do you want push? Push versus... It's push versus Duress versus Golgari Charm. Golgari Charm can kill the snake, or it can get rid of the enchantment. If they're running Calm, we might want Duress. But I think for now we're just going to go with this. Yeah, this is fine. Maybe Tracker's a little bit slow, but let's see. Let's see what we get. Well, it's certainly back to old school Magic following the bans. What have we played against today? Soul Herder, Amulet Titan, Tron. Yeah. Okay, this is interesting. I think we're going to keep it. It's got a Ghost Quarter in it. We've got a turn 1 threat. It's got an Assassin's Trophy as well. Opponent mulls to 5. We would like to see a discard spell off the top, really. We're also interested in lands. Okay, Talaria West. Another trophy, not really what we want, but we'll take it. So we'll go and get an Overgrown Tomb here and play a Hex Drinker. Pass the turn to my opponent, who has 4 cards in hand. 1 blue mana. Could be EE. Yeah, Engineered Explosives. Okay, so opponent plays Engineered Explosives on 1. This will always kill the snake, so we're not going to put any effort into leveling that up. So we have questions to answer now. We could Ghost Quarter this, which would slow my opponent down. Or, well, we're definitely attacking. Yeah, we could Ghost Quarter the Simic Growth Chamber, which takes them back quite a long way. Is that worth doing now, is the question. They get to kill our threat. I think I'm going to play Dark Confidant instead. It's close. It is close. But yeah, if I'd have been able to play Trophy there, I may have trophied. But seeing as we can't, I think we have to go for this play. Although if my opponent now plays a Dryad, we're in a bit of trouble. There's Vesuva. Probably enters a copy of my battlefield, my land, yeah. Fair. So I think next turn we're probably we wouldn't mind Bob finding us a land, really. Opponent can't copy this because then they'll have to bounce one. Okay, nothing else from my opponent. We find a Fatal Push. We might finding an untapped land. Double push. Not really what we want. So now I think we are in the business of Ghost Quartering my opponent's Simic Growth Chamber. We could play Goyf. No, I think we're just going to take them off mana. Yeah, take them off mana there, which is fine. And then we have got 2 trophies to also hit bounce lands. Dark Confidant is drawing us some cards. Explore. See what my opponent finds with their Explore. Okay, they do have 2 lands to put in, and there's a Scout. Okay, so we get to use our mana pretty efficiently here. Kill the Scout. Okay, let's see what Bob yields. There's a Lurus and another Ghost Quarter, so yeah, we don't hate that. So we'll play the Ghost Quarter out, and then I think it's time for Goyf. It's the quickest clock we can muster. So we're hitting them for 7, so this is a 2-turn clock. Okay, there's the Dryad. No land to put in though. They could have Veil of Summer, which would be... Ooh, Liliana. We do the fetch land, really. Ah, my opponent has just conceded to Liliana, probably with a handful, chock full of... hand chock full of... what's it called? Primeval Titans and expensive spells. A Veil of Summer gets them out of it, but we would have drawn on... Yeah, so we would have... Not sure what we would have done there. Probably attacked with the Goyf and seen what's what. But, yeah, good to get the 3-2. This channel is seems to be the king of the 3-2s at the moment. I've gone 3-2 in a lot of my recent leagues. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Let's just take a quick look at the list. So for next time I will be changing to put in more Heliod Hate. I think we need more Heliod Hate at the moment. Golgari Charm not doing it obviously because it's Heliod is indestructible, of course. We just haven't, yeah, we need some of the heavier Heliod Hate, so we'll be putting in D Glamour, I should think. Blight Beetle could be another possibility. I think we'll cut at least one Kalitas. Go from there. But yeah, overall happy with how the deck's going. That would be the only change I would make, I think. So yeah, pretty happy. Hope everyone enjoyed that. Please do like and subscribe if this was something you enjoyed. And I'll see you again next time for some more mid-range content. Cheers.